Okay, this is Bella's week 2 sequence. Okay, so some of this is her being goofy, and some of this is because starting right off with the contact, and especially the A frame, can be very difficult um, and at least intimidating to dogs, especially smaller dogs, because it's hard to start right off from a standstill and run up the ramp. So if you're going to start with this, that's way too close. I mean, she gets it that time, good for her, but that's really hard to do it with no momentum. And you, I mean, that's why you'll never even see um, in AKC. You're not supposed to start with just a contact. You always start with a jump. Um, Obviously, we do it here in this practice sequence, but set her up further back. So that's probably a lot of that avoidance stuff with the A-frame there. I also want to take a moment to talk about this tunnel. That tunnel is terrible. It is not your fault. I apologize. Because that tunnel should not have been on the map at all. It was kind of like a relic and shouldn't have that. But since it's there, I just want to point it out to you for future, in case you're just so you know, that's you never want a tunnel to have like S bend like that. Um, Also, there should be more bags. Also, it should be all the way fully stretched out. So there's all these things that are wrong with that tunnel. Not your fault. Uh, totally mine for being on the map. I didn't even realize that tunnel was still on that map when it made that sequencer that. So I got rid of it with a new map in the Facebook group. You may notice. So just keep that in mind, please. Okay, good. This is much better distance for her to give her 2 or 3 strides to get up that A frame. Good, good. Good distance again for starting. Maybe an extra little half step because she's facing you would have been good, but that's all right. Okay, this is good. This is all very nice. So right here, I would give my rear cross verbal. I think you tell her to take the tunnel after she takes the jump, which is all good, and that's fine. I don't know if you don't have a rear cross verbal, but this is a case where I would really like the rear cross verbal. If this was me, I would say swing. I would have said it about 1 stride ago. As soon as she lands from the yellow, I would say swing and then do it, and then I'd probably say swing tunnel, or in my case, I'd say swing zoom. But she does. See how she jumps, takes that straight, and then goes that way. That means that she didn't know she was going to rear cross until she was already taking the jump. And in this case, that time she did know. Probably mostly because she is smart and recognized that we're going to do probably the same thing again. Dogs pattern pretty quickly, oftentimes. This is all very good. And then we get a little lost here, understandable. When in doubt, when we get lost, send her to the nearest obstacle and pay the dog. And it looks like you were kind of thinking about that. And then, so you just had a momentary, like, brain fart there for a moment, which is, we all have. But I think your instinct there, which seemed to be to just pay her, I think was right. So when in doubt, pick the nearest obstacle and pay them for taking it. Great job in this sequence. Let's see. Don't do a tunnel like that. My fault. Make sure if you're going up the A-frame for practice or any time, give her enough distance. And when you're rear crossing, I would suggest having a rear cross verbal so that way she knows earlier that you're going to be crossing behind her, because you can see she takes that jump straight on and then turns. Those are my suggestions. Good job this week.